This Wellness Wednesday, we're talking about something that affects millions of people, and likely many of you, loneliness. It has a direct impact on your mental health. Mary Jo Horton, the manager of behavioral health at Savannah's Memorial Health, is here to help us navigate our way through loneliness. So Mary Jo, let's start by defining it. You say it comes in different forms.
Absolutely. So when you think about loneliness, it's about our feeling of connection. It's not about how physically close you are. You can be very lonely and be around a crowd of people. So we want to think about what that feels like.
Yeah, let's talk about that just a little bit because, you know, we are wired to be around humans, but even being around humans isn't always hitting the spot.
Yes, I think we're more wired to be connected emotionally to humans, to feel seen and accepted and understood and validated, and that can be challenging.
All right, so loneliness can be hard for some people to overcome. Before we get to strategies on how to deal with it, let's talk about why loneliness is so challenging. We're looking at video right now of seniors, and you say they are one of the groups who can face this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Look at their daily lives. Maybe their autonomy, their independence, they've slowed down. They don't have those natural ways that we connect with work and education and other social. And so they're naturally just more physically isolated, which can be harder than to emotionally connect.
And the impact of COVID-19 and the pandemic, we can't go
Yeah.
without talking about that.
I
Right?
mean, let's think about it. All the ways in which we were able to interact and connect and look face to face with folks went away during the pandemic. We all of a sudden are just texting and doing screen things, and sometimes that leaves us vulnerable to not emotionally connect.
Okay, and real quick, talking about anxiety, because anxiety can be triggered by this, it can get in the way of dealing with it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you think about how anxiety starts to play on your fears and how it starts to convince you to not connect, to not be authentic or vulnerable.
Yeah.
It can be a real challenge.
All right, so here's some strategies for fighting loneliness. You said connect with activities you enjoy to help lower that anxiety.
Yeah, so think about things you already would do by yourself, and so you're naturally not as anxious and you can meet other people. I think it's a great way.
All right, so I actually have a lot of anxiety about meeting people and going out and doing things. So I like this next point where you say challenge yourself while being gentle.
I like the idea of nudge, not shove.
Okay, yeah, me too.
Yes, you want to nudge yourself. You want to keep moving, but let's not be too harsh with ourselves.
Okay, and then try different methods of connection to find what fits for you.
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
live in the age of all different kinds of activities and media and book clubs and internets and all kinds of great things. Let's find some creative ways to connect.
And then Mary Jo, you know, what if you're just shy? What if
Yeah.
you're just a shy person, right?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Shy people want to connect just as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
And so I think reminding yourselves that you're not different. Everybody's a little bit anxious, and it might help calm your nerves and soothe yourself and to keep nudging yourself forward.
Yeah, I'm not a person who likes to network, you know, go
Right.
to networking events.
Yes.
And I've talked to people who say, you know, they go and do them, but they don't like it either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will avoid when necessary or
Yeah.
when possible. But I try to remind myself that everyone is just as nervous as I am.
Yeah.
We seem to think that we're different, but if we lower our guard, we can realize we're just all human beings trying to do the best we can.
Boy, that's a message that applies to everything, doesn't
Yeah.
it? All right, Mary Jo, as always, it's good to see you. Thank you so much. And if you would like to see this interview again or any of our other Wellness Wednesday topics, just visit wsav.com/Wellness Wednesday.